Hi everyone, I'm Ellen Bisci, and I am the, I guess, producer of Monday at the Musicals, which is a charity concert that's happening in aid of Blood Cancer UK and also Trek Stock, two charities really close to my heart, on the 5th of June at the Actors Church in Covent Garden at 7:30 p.m.
Amazing. And obviously, I kind of know about your kind of the journey, I suppose, to this point. But then, for those who don't, what kind of inspired you to want to put on the concert?
So I had cancer in my childhood twice. And I'd always been the type of person that went to the theatre with my family. Like we were the type of family who did go to the theatre. But I was in hospital the second time. I'd had cancer again for the second time, age 12. I'd had my stroke, and I'd Do Anything was on the show. And we literally watched it religiously every week. And I think it was then that my love for musical theatre really began. And we were lucky that we went to one of the like live sessions of it, and it was amazing. And then since then, I've just always been to the theatre, and it's the type of thing that if I had a good result at the hospital, we'd go to the theatre. If I had a bad result, we'd get a last minute ticket to the theatre, and it's just something that's given me so much joy, I guess. And so I've met over the years, obviously I've seen a lot of shows, and I've met friends in the musical theatre industry, including my very close friend, Laura Baldwin. And I was sat in the theatre watching Frozen. I'm absolutely obsessed with Frozen musical. And I was like, I really want to put on a concert, but I thought there's no way, when you're just there and you're like, this isn't going to happen at all. So I voice noted Laura, and then I voice noted another friend who's in marketing and events and things. And they were like, right, we're doing this. We're doing this. Like, Ellen, there's no going back now. And from that moment, it's just happened. So it all the idea began in kind of September, October. And then since then, we've been organising it. And there's a lot more to do than I thought. I'm not a musician. So it's literally just come from my experience of going to the theatre and going to charity events. And it's for two charities very close to my heart. So Trek Stock are a charity who support people in their 20s and 30s. So obviously I had cancer in my childhood, and a lot of charities just kind of support you initially. But Trek Stock's one of these charities that will support anyone. So I'm obviously living now with late effects from the cancer treatment. I've got epilepsy, I've got intracranial hypertension, which is an issue in my brain. I've had 13 brain surgeries. I've got heart failure. I've got issues with my thyroid. There's so much going on, and people don't understand that. But Trek Stock are a charity who support people, as I say, from initial diagnosis. But then if you were someone like me who had cancer in their childhood and is now living with late effects. So they've been incredible, and I'm actually a young adult ambassador for the charity. And then also Blood Cancer UK, who obviously is probably a charity that people are more aware of, say, than Trek Stock. Trek Stock are a smaller charity, and they obviously do the research to help people like me, so that that's what I'm saying. I'm living with late effects now from the treatment I had. There was no option not to have the treatment. You had to have the treatment, but then you're left with this lifelong late effects. So I'm hoping that with more research and funds and stuff, we'll get to a stage where people will not only survive cancer, but not left with late effects like this. So that's the basics of it all. And it's been incredible to do it, because my life has been very different to a lot of people my age.
Yeah.
And I think for me, it's been so rewarding to actually know that I can do something like this. And at the beginning, I was so asking Laura or asking my friend Nat. And now I've just kind of stepped back and thought, right, I can do this myself. I can organise this. And it's been amazing. So it will be a fantastic, fantastic night. And I think, yeah, it'll be a fantastic night. And I hope it's something that we can do kind of more regularly in the future as well. And to have stars there, I feel so grateful to the stars that we do have, that are giving up their time, obviously their evening, their afternoon with the rehearsal, for free, and helping such a worthy cause. So I feel very grateful to them, obviously.
Yeah, and then throwback to, as you say, when you're there, sat watching Frozen, and you have this idea. How have you got from that point to where, I know you said Laura, and you kind of your friend kind of in marketing, but how have you got to that point where you're now 3 weeks away, all these stars lined up, you've got a venue? How have you kind of approached it?
So at the beginning, I was like, I want to get everything sorted now, like in September, October. And my friends, like, I've got another couple of friends in the industry, and they were like, look, it's not going to happen like that. You know, you need to almost approach the artists a bit nearer the time because they don't always know their availability.
Yeah.
So it was kind of the planning of approaching some artists if they were in a long running show, say, more, further back, but then artists maybe who aren't in such a long running show and have different availability, then approaching those. So I've been very fortunate that obviously Laura is in the industry and I've got some other friends in the industry. So it's been through friends of friends, but also just approaching people on Instagram. Like, it's, what social media is like now. It's so much easier than it used to be. Kind of before, you'd have to maybe go through everyone's management, whereas now you can have that direct contact. So, like a couple of, like last week, I was actually approached by a performer being like, I've heard about this, can I sing? And that really touched me because I was like, I don't know, it was just a moment where I was like, this is just crazy. So yeah, it's mainly been through kind of approaching artists, and just asking. And I think it's the type of thing, I've approached a lot of people who have really influenced me, and it's just approaching as many people as you can and who've brought me joy, because I've seen so many shows that it's lovely to have people in shows that I really love to now be performing.
Yeah, and I know we're not going to specifically probably name the lineup because I mean you've put it on social media if people want to go and check it out anyway.
Yeah.
But kind of, how's it been for you, kind of as that theatre fan as you are, kind of, I know you're producing this now, but how's that been when you kind of get those names secured and nailed in, I suppose?
It's been amazing. And I think the thing is, at the beginning, I didn't think that we'd get a lineup like this. And I think it just shows that, people will help. And I think when people hear my story, because, for me, it's everyday life. It's what I live with and it's what I've been through, and that is life. But I think when people hear what I've been through, I think for some people it's been quite like, I guess they're inspired by me. I hate that like phrase, but that's what people say. They're inspired and, they want to help the charities and support and things. And also, I think the venue, it's a beautiful venue. Everyone knows the venue. It's obviously the Actors Church. So I think it's, it's special for everyone. And yeah, I have been quite like struck by the amount of people, and even people who haven't been able to do it, but are like, I'll be there next time. So I'm like, now I've got to do another one.
Yeah. That's the problem. You're gonna have to keep doing them. Like you say, you're gonna have to do like a series every like month or two. It's gonna happen. Then, kind of, what would you want an audience member who comes to the concert to take away from the evening?
I just want it to be really uplifting. I think, it's crazy times at the moment. I appreciate that everyone at the moment, economically it's tough, but all of this money is going to charity. All of the profits are going to charity. And I think it will just be a great night of fun, great music. I specifically told all of the artists the songs have got to be uplifting. So it's going to be a nice, fun evening. And I think it's just, I guess, awareness as well for the charities. What's happened to me could happen to anyone. And I think a lot of people in their heads think, oh, it's never going to happen to me, which is what I was like as a child. You just don't think cancer is going to impact you. Or like for me now, since I was first diagnosed, it's 18 years and I'm still like, got a limited life to my friends. And I think it's just awareness as well that, there's so many incredible charities, as I say, like Truckstop, but people don't always know, but like just awareness for the charities, awareness for how much joy musicals, awareness for musical theatre, and also for me just to say thank you to an industry that has helped me so much, and I think that's my main message. It's just a thank you to the whole industry for bringing so much joy through the toughest of times for me.
Yes, beautifully put. But the big question, if you could have any artist, who would be like your dream, like number one performer to be there?
Well, for me, it would be Samantha Box. Because she was that one in I'd Do Anything. Mind you, Jodie Prenger as well. But unfortunately, Jodie can't make the date because she really wanted to perform. But it was those two that I feel like, in I Do Anything, like that was the moment for me that, oh my gosh, I love music. I mean, I can't sing, so I could never have been like a performer myself, but that was the moment that I was like, those two, I think, for me are just completely out this world.
Well, if she ever sees this, then she knows. She
There
knows
you
for
go.
next time. And she's off.
She knows.
She's off for a Frozen for a bit. So come on.
Yeah, exactly.
How's
That's
she doing?
it.
3 weeks on Monday. Then, and you've kind of encapsulated this already, but I ask everyone the same question. Simply, I mean, it's going to be a kind of deep answer, but what does theatre mean to you?
I think it means joy. I mean, I think I've said joy in so many times in this interview, but it is absolutely joy. And just having that like 2 hours of sitting there and like not thinking of anything else and just completely engrossed in the theatre. I know, like, this is completely out of topic, but like through the pandemic, I couldn't really do much. And there was a time when I wasn't going out for meals, but I would go to the theatre, sit in a box with my mask, and it was just, it gave me some normality. So I guess for me, it's just being in a space where I feel understood, heard, joy. Yeah, I would say that's the main thing. I just feel very, just always a joyous time.
Yeah, amazingly put. My kind of final kind of question for you though is simply why should anyone who hasn't already book some tickets to Monday at the Musicals?
Because it's going to be a fantastic night. As I said, we've got such a good lineup. It's going to be fun. You'll hear more about the charities. It would be amazing. We've sold a lot of tickets, but it's this final push now. So please, everyone, come along, support me, support the charities, support the artists. And I think the thing is with musical theatre is it doesn't matter who's performing. Everyone whoever it is, whatever the lineup, is going to be a fantastic night. And I think just support it because you want to support the charities and musical theatre generally. It doesn't matter what artists are on there. Obviously, we've got incredible artists, but just come along and enjoy it. Have a glass of wine. We've got a raffle going on. Yeah, it'll be amazing. Really, really special night. It'd be great to have you there.
And obviously, if you can't come, I will also put links to the charities in the
Yes, please
boxes,
do.
because obviously then they can help as well, which is amazing.
Yeah, that'd be great.
But amazing. So Monday at the Musicals is on Monday the 5th of June, 7:30 at the Actors Church. And the link for tickets is in the boxes below. Because I never know where the boxes are. But
here somewhere.
Somewhere below. But yeah, no, you are amazing. So I'm going to say you're inspirational. So
thank you.
This is going to put it in there. I'm going to say it. Said the I word. It's in there.